So today we got an insane amount of good information about the next expansion coming next week, and I wish they would have done this last week instead of those teasers, because man, those teasers didn't really show what we're getting now, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. First, as you can see here, we got a lot of new assets, a lot of places, not even Amitas, right, that look pretty nice. Look at this dwarf, and look at this rifts coming in the same time. Look at this whole place. Just everything is so cool here. And maybe some reuse assets, but it doesn't look like that at all. Look at this. Well, I mean, this is Amnita, so I guess it doesn't matter. But look at this. This is disgusting, and I like it. I love it. What a great beautiful place to be at. Okay, so obviously, I grabbed the cryptis have or corrupted this place, and now it looks this way and whatever. Here you go. You have a little bit of a bad boy, a bit of a cryptis trying to summon something with this. They maybe, who knows, maybe this is the meta event that they actually talked about, saying that it will be a meta event that will be as hard as Harvest Temple, which I don't know what they mean by that, because Harvest Temple is a strike. Maybe they meant Dragon's End, but even then, both are pretty, well, on the difficult side. And actually, it's pretty surprising to me after everything that happened with Dragon's End and how people really didn't like the fact that it was so hard. I hope that they do it in a way that everyone's happy with it. And honestly, I do miss the fact that Dragon's End was kind of hard to do, and you like whenever you did it, it was like, oh, will I get it? Will I not get it? Will I kill it? Will I not? That was actually, I think, pretty a cool time. So I really hope that we can have that experience without actually having to punish everyone that and everyone else that can't make it. They just can't. They get very sad because they can never kill the boss, right? We'll see how it goes, and hopefully they learn the lesson in how to do this kind of events. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be difficult as long as it has cool mechanics like Dragon's Hand has, and you have to swap around, and you have to do stuff and interact with the fight in some ways, and command it in order to get a better chance of winning. In my opinion, it's fine. It's completely fine. We also got other stuff. I have everything here, right? We also have. They said that essentially each of the in the archipelago we're gonna get. Or I think it's is it the archipelago or the bastion? Or the Amnetas. I think it's in Amnetas. Essentially, each of the there's gonna be essentially different types of wizards, right? And each of them will have a different type of bastion. There was bastion of strength, bastion of nature. There's some other types of more, and they actually didn't reveal all of them, but we're getting essentially each of them has a different thing, right? And of course, also this implies, and they actually confirmed this, that it is also the bastion of the penitent. In essentially Wing 4 was actually made by the wizards as well. It's just that they abandoned it, and then the Morsat came in and took over it, and that's probably why there's so many demons in that place, because they fight the cryptids, they fight the demons, and of course they imprisoned them there, and then I guess the Morsat came over and essentially used them for their own things, right? We also actually, and this is, I guess, a little bit of a spoiler, so be careful here, guys, but they also confirmed that on the Temple of Phoebe, which is a strike mission, you actually fight a boss called Ceres, which is actually where they actually also told us about, what is this? About a few relics, new relics that we're gonna get. Relic of Ceres, probably you were gonna have to kill this boss in order to get this relic, but essentially this boss will be, a strike boss, and it apparently is Demos dialed up to 11, so he has a very much a very close similarity to it. Apparently, he has wings that come out of their arms instead of wings. It just becomes it just comes out of it, and it uses a lot of arms to make essentially wings, which seems pretty cool. Very very much very dark, very much something like Diablo 4, Dark Souls, which actually a few of the blog posts talked about as well. This making these comparisons. We also got all of these beautiful relics. Relic of the Sephirite that we have seen before, essentially gives you protection and resolution. Relic of the Nightmare essentially just gives you more damage whenever you use your elite skill in terms of conditions, and it fears people. Relic of the Citadel, which essentially makes a stun artillery strike that will every time you use an elite skill, and all of these ones actually activated with the elite skill. Even though they did say that not every relic is going to be this way in the future, it's just that this one's just only start, you only use them with the elite skill. This one, essentially when you use elite skill, you'll use emit a wave of corruption that inflicts damaging conditions. The Ceros one, summon an Eye of Ceros that emits a rotating line attack, dealing damage and converting boons into conditions. And the Wizard Star one essentially makes it so you shield yourself with a projectile reflecting barrier while summoning a wave that pulls enemies towards you. I really like them. I think it's sounds very fun to play with, and I like that they have like active effects. The only thing that I would say, and I would definitely be careful about this, is that I really hope that these relics, especially the ones that just do damage, are not too powerful, because then it's just gonna end up us using these relics that do more damage and nothing else, and we're never gonna be able to use the utility ones. I honestly don't like the fact that we have something like the Rune of the Crate that just essentially just does more condi damage. I think that's not good. I would much rather if it was like a bit damage plus this other thing, so you actually choose between because of the utility, not because of another thing, right? Another thing we got was drifts. We got more information about it, and actually some very confusing information, in my opinion, that I actually don't understand how it's going to work. They essentially said there's going to be multiple type of rifts in terms of difficulty, and we knew this, right? We knew that there were two, the normal ones and the elite ones were essentially going to be for more than one people, for like a big group, but apparently it's going to be 3. Now, I don't know if this is because they the people from this build essentially got what we're gonna get afterwards, and they just had it in the build, and then they changed their minds and said like, okay, maybe rifts we shouldn't, the hard ones we shouldn't get them in release because they're not ready or whatever. I could maybe see that happening, right? But it's just very weird to me. Apparently what's gonna happen is that essentially the more you do normal rifts, then you're gonna get these currencies, and these currencies you're gonna be able to use them to craft these items called motivations, and those ones will essentially, the more you use them on a rift, the more of a harder rift it's gonna be. As you can see here, first you're gonna see easy with essentially the first type of tier of strike of rifts is gonna be first easy with several waves of enemies that can also be handled by one person. They all end up with a boss. The second one, more difficult, with a greater number of enemies and with a final battle that can be faced alone but only by expert players. Now, what is an expert player for the people who do this post, we don't know, but okay, there we go. And the third, with many enemies and a final boss well stocked with life points and lethal blows, available only in groups. That is interesting because they didn't say that in the post that it was did. Now maybe they changed how it actually works, and this is actually kind of unupdated information about this. But there you go. I'm very excited for that. I think it's gonna be very cool, right? I think it's gonna be awesome, but we'll see how it goes, right? But I really like the idea that you can essentially craft more items to make it a bit harder for you. What else do we get? Oh, also the archipelago. You know that place? Well, we already talked about this. You know that place, the archipelago, where we're gonna get a lot of different places from different other parts of the expansion, for example, the check thing here. Well, we're also getting a Radasum version, a version of Radasum where it wasn't invaded by the check. I think it said Radasum, but it sounds to me that they meant like Radanobus, the one that is in Tangled Depths, that was invaded by the check. So I wonder if that's gonna be what they mean, which I think sounds very cool, right? And of course people were kind of complaining about reuse assets, but you can see as well here that there's a lot of new things, right? Even if we got some new assets, some reuse assets, I think it's fine as long as we have a lot of them that are new. As you can see, we apparently do. We don't know how big this place is gonna be, but I think it's probably gonna be fine. And according to the people playing, even though they did say that there were some reuse assets, everything flows together very well, and they don't think it's like just they copy pasted it and that was it, right? I guess we'll have to believe them until we see it, right? The other thing that happened was the Wish's Vault info. Honestly, the Wish's Vault info looked great. Look at this guy. Look at how this looks. Look at this beautiful UI. It's awesome. Okay. Apparently, what's gonna happen is that we're gonna have a daily, weekly, and special events that will essentially give us this currency that will be used to buy the rewards that we want. And of course, these rewards, even if you don't get them in the moment they were released, they'll go into a vault that you're going to be able to purchase anyways. There's going to be in a different tab, and it's going to be fun. Now, the thing that some people didn't like is the fact that the daily system, that, you know, you log in, you get some things, is gone. It's not going to appear anymore. But they confirmed as well. Where is it? Where is this? No. Did I miss it? I lost it. Well, it's fine. I'll get it rid. But essentially, they confirmed that when you do this, you know, dailies and everything, you'll be able to purchase mystic coins, mystic clovers, and of course laurels from the there we go, from the Wish's Vault. I'm here. Hey, it's Ruby, right? I'm here, and I've got an answer for you. Gold, laurels, and mystic coins can all be purchased with the Wish's Vault for completing your daily objectives. The achievement points will still be available as well. You'll earn them by completing the Wish's Vault daily objectives. Of course, you're gonna have to do the objectives, but honestly, I don't see any point with that. I think, you know, that whole meta of like buying an insane amount of alt accounts to log on all of them every day to get an insane amount of rewards was probably not a good idea, and it was completely destroying the economy in some ways, right? So I think it's probably good that this is the way you do it, instead of like having just fucking a lot of alt accounts. You actually have to play the game. I guess you could have a lot of alt accounts and just use them to do the content, but there you go. Pretty excited about this. I do hope that well, they're gonna be weekly events, so I do hope that I can change my meta train according to this weekly. I'm really curious about the weekly one, to be honest. Oh, this is the weekly. I wonder if they're gonna put any meta trains in here. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna have to check it out. We're gonna have to check how that one works. I do hope that it does change it, because personally, I don't want to have all the meta. I don't have to do the same meta train every day from the next, you know, year again, right? I would rather it change a little bit, and hopefully this weekly or special ones, you know, objectives, change it so I can, you know, change the meta and make it a bit different. That would be very, very nice. What else do we get? Oh right, the Wizard's Tower. It has jumping puzzles and adventures, which sounds pretty cool. Inside of the tower, inside of the hub, I think it's pretty awesome, because, well, whenever you're hanging out in Arborson, you're just being there, doing nothing, and people are talking sometimes, but they don't hang out there too much. But in the Wizard's Tower, because it's gonna be jumping puzzles and adventures, Sky Skull adventures, of course. It seems like very cool. It sounds like a cool place to be at. Still a cool place to hang out and just do this stuff while you're waiting for other people to, you know, I don't know, assemble a strike mission or whatever. I think that's pretty awesome. Apparently the adventures are gonna be very close. Apparently you have to go through some rings and stuff like that, just like in WoW's new adventures that they copied over. Well, I guess a little bit from Guild Wars 2. So we're copying them back, which sounds like honestly a good idea, and I'm really happy about that one. But yeah, it seems like that's everything we got, and I'm honestly very, very excited. The only thing that I'm very, very sad about is that last week a lot of people were very, very mad about, especially the rifts that we're getting more information about, and of course as well the reused assets. That essentially seemed like all the expansion was just reused assets and nothing more. And now, of course, they're showing other stuff, but damn, couldn't you just make, you know, the video? Couldn't they just make a video of this instead of that? Like, why couldn't they show this, right? Why couldn't they? And to me, that sounds not a good thing. Okay, I really don't like the fact that we had to spend a week talking about how we don't know if we're gonna actually only get the reuse assets part, or we're gonna get more. And of course now they do it, but guys, just prevent your fires, okay? Why did this happen at all? Like, there's no reason. You should have known that because people are a bit nervous about the expansion, and we're not getting that much information. Whenever they see only reuse assets, they're gonna think the game is the expansion is just gonna be a reuse asset, and it's just copy pasted over. Okay, you should have shown this. You should have shown that. You should have shown this. Like, there's no reason not to do it. And I'm hopefully in it learns from the mistakes. Don't do it again. That being said, guys, thank you for watching. Tell me what you guys think about these new updates, and have a good one. Subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.